Good morning, goeiemorgen.
Morning.
Are you awake?
Yes, I want to sneeze.
You want to sneeze? Should I say bless you? Okay, don't spray it. Guys and girls, this morning we thought it would probably be a good idea for me to grill Mariska a bit. She had this question and answers for me a while ago, but I had to answer all the difficult stuff that you can think of. So this morning, it's a bit your turn.
Okay.
All right. Yeah, we've been in New Zealand now for nearly 5 years, and the first thing that I was thinking of this morning, except the grandkids and the children, what was the best thing that you think you left behind in South Africa?
The best thing I left behind.
Was there something specifically that you are thinking today you should have brought that as well?
Table Mountain.
But if you bring Table Mountain, you bring all the corruption with as well.
No, there's really nothing that I would have
brought again.
No.
Okay. As a good morning to everybody saying good morning. The next question, starting off on this whole
feels
episode.
Feels like an exam.
Are you too old for exams? Ask me. I'm busy writing exams and I feel I'm too old for that. What was your biggest fear?
I had a few.
No, name them all.
Yeah.
It's time for us to realize what you went through.
Firstly, I thought New Zealand was just in the middle of nowhere. So I was really scared that we would never be able to go anywhere again. We would be in New Zealand and that's where we'll be stuck because the rest of the world is so far. I didn't know if we will be financially able to go anywhere. Yes, no, I really thought that. Then another thing that I was scared of, because New Zealand is so small, when you look at it on a map, it's really like a little streepie. That's all it is. So, and then you said to me that you're never further than 126 kilometers from the ocean when you're in New Zealand. So I was thinking, if there's a huge tsunami, it will just go from the one side of the island and wipe out the whole island all through to the other side.
Probably, but it would have to be huge.
I was really scared of that. I was really, that's just natural things that I was afraid of. I was also afraid of the earthquakes. I remember when we came the first time, I was asking everyone about the earthquakes. How did it impact them? What does it feel like? And
how many have you felt yet?
None.
Okay.
So that was another thing that I was scared of. And then for on a personal level, I was afraid that I wouldn't be able to make any new friends because I really had good friends in South Africa. I was also very weary about the fact that we didn't have a lot of money when we came. So I was really afraid that we wouldn't be able to make it financially. I knew emotionally that we would be able to do it, but I didn't know if the financial and the emotional side
can die up.
Okay. Yeah.
Back in 2013, we toured Israel. And there for the first time I said, I think it's time that we should leave South Africa. At that stage, have you really thought it will happen?
No.
Okay.
I was saying, yeah, good idea. Yes.
Thinking back to right in the beginning, what was that, 26, 28 years ago when we met?
Yes.
If I told you at that stage, I'm going to uproot your whole life and move to New Zealand,
I would have laughed at you.
Would you have married me still?
Yeah.
Yes, nee?
Yeah, I would have.
Was I that gorgeous?
You was just that gorgeous. Yeah. I loved you so much. I would do anything for you.
Okay.
Yeah.
At the stage.
Still do. Okay.
Anything. We'll have to talk about that. What was your thoughts when I said I'm leaving and you can see that was really that?
I was a little bit angry at you.
Angry? Oh my goodness. Okay. This would have been about 2015, 2016.
That was
Mm.
2015. Was it 2015? Yes, we went to that. There was a guy that came to Cape
Oh,
Town.
yeah.
That talked about immigration.
Old scammer.
Yeah, I remember that. But anyway, and we were a whole lot of people in that little space, and he just told us how easy it was to immigrate, and how lovely and how easy it is to find a job, and I don't know what else. So then I thought, oh yeah, well, maybe it can happen, but I don't really know. I don't think it will happen. And then the next day he said to me, he made a one-to-one appointment with this guy. So then I was thinking, and he said, do you want to come with me? I said, no, because I was still really thinking, no, man, this is not going to happen. So I was a little bit angry. I didn't think that you were really, that's the thing, when you talk about immigration without really knowing you're going to leave, it sounds so nice. It's this adventure and it's really nice. But when it actually starts to happen, then you start to think about, oh my word. Then you start to think about what's going to happen here and how are we going to do it and what about the kids and what about, I know. So I was a little bit angry.
In 2017, I had an open heart operation.
Yes.
What was your thoughts when you heard I had to go and do that? Remember, this is stuff we've never talked about, and I don't know if this is the appropriate channel, but let's talk.
With regards to immigration, or just
in general, and regards to immigration as well.
I never had any doubt that you would do it. I knew you would just do it.
With the heart operation?
Yes.
Okay.
The heart operation. I was really scared that you would die.
Okay. There wasn't enough
life insurance
or because you loved me.
No, I was really, you start to think about stuff like what's going to happen to me. We didn't have a house at that stage. Mm-hmm. We were really uprooted because we were going to immigrate. So if anything happened to you then, we didn't have a lot of money. We sold the houses, but that was our immigration money, and it's definitely not enough for me to make a living. So I was not just on a financial level, but I was really scared that you would die. And I was also scared that if you don't die, that you would be different when you come out of there. So I didn't know. Different. Like, I don't know how healthy you would be.
Okay.
Or would you be able to do anything? What would our life be like?
What? You thought I would eat the ice cream like this?
Yes.
You see, now the stuff comes out.
And I was scared. I didn't know how I was going to cope with it.
Okay.
Because afterwards, you've got like 6 months that you, and I'm not really good with sick people. Really not. I think I'm.
That's why you never came to visit me.
I came to visit you. I'm scared I hurt them. I don't know. So if you are hurt, I don't want to touch you because I'm just scared I'm going to hurt you.
That explains a few things now. But we'll have to talk about that a bit later, not on camera.
Yes, and then on the other hand, I didn't know what was going to happen with our immigration stuff. On the one hand, I think I was kind of hoping that we'd probably stay there. Okay. And on the other hand, I knew that this was something that you really wanted to do. So I was really scared that you would be very heartbroken if we couldn't immigrate anymore.
Yeah, but I hear what you say. One of the main reasons why I did immigration was for us.
I know.
And I knew the kids would follow eventually, which slowly but surely they are. So, what is your best thing about New Zealand? If there's more than one, name them.
The best thing about, I really feel free.
Okay,
in New Zealand.
Explain that to other people. So I can see it, but explain that to other people. What do you mean by free?
I don't know. It feels like I can just do anything and go anywhere, and I never have to look over my shoulder. I never have to worry about what's coming up in the road or whatever. I really feel free, but not only on a safety kind of way. Also, I don't know, I just feel more empowered.
Okay, that's interesting.
Yeah, I don't know why. In South Africa, I don't know, it always felt like I don't know, I just couldn't get to where I really wanted to be.
I babysitted her a lot in South Africa because I'm always afraid that you would have disappeared somewhere, being kidnapped or something. And I mean,
Because
where do you start?
I'm so oulik,
That's probably what you think. So your best thing about New Zealand is the fact that you feel free and empowered as a woman, or just as a person?
As a person.
Okay, so it's no gender really.
No,
you don't feel that women are better.
No.
Okay.
I'm I don't know how to really explain this. It feels like there's less judgment, if I can say it like that.
Okay.
So you can actually try to do something, and people, there will be someone that will judge you, but overall the people are just like, oh wow, I never thought about this, or yes, I just feel more free and more open. I don't know, it's just a personal thing. It just happened when I set foot in New Zealand. It happened automatically. I don't know.
You said you didn't want to leave South Africa due to some of your good friends that are there. Have you made good friends this side as well or not?
Oh, I made wonderful friends. Wonderful friends.
Okay.
Yes.
I can't really not ask that question.
No. And I think I made more kennisse also. A lot of people that's not really my friends, but we're very friendly with each other. So I've got a lot of women in my life that really means so much to me, even though we don't see each other a lot and we don't speak. We're not really friends, but there's like this connection.
Okay.
I've got a lot of those.
And I know this could be a difficult question to answer. Would that have been back in South Africa? Why didn't you have that type of connection with people there?
I felt very judged in South Africa. I can't say why. Maybe I was just too self-conscious. I don't know. Yeah. Maybe it's a mental thing. But I really I never put myself open to that. And here it's different.
Okay.
I think it's probably because we've got something in common here. We all went through the same thing, and it was hard for all of us. So when we talk to each other, we're a little bit more, we're softer with each other.
Okay, it's interesting.
Yeah.
It's interesting.
Yeah. You talk to someone and you listen to someone differently because you knew what they had to go through to get here.
I see this with a lot of people, and a lot of the clients and a lot of my customers that I speak to have got the same problem as what you had in your first year. You found your first year very difficult. Why?
Did I?
Oh yeah, I saw you suffering.
How did you see me suffer?
You didn't have any good friends. There's a lot of things, and I think you actually missed your kids way more in the first year. I'm not saying you're not missing them. So kids, don't think Mama's not missing you. But it was as if you missed them way more in your first year than in the years thereafter.
I think it's probably because when you get here, I remember I knew I wasn't going to have friends immediately. I don't know. I thought it was just going to be me and you forever. In my mind, that was, I don't know. I know, hey?
That sounds like a punishment.
It does. So before we came, I asked my mum to teach me how to crochet.
Okay, that's where you got that from.
Yeah, so that I have got something to keep myself busy with when I get to New Zealand, because I knew that mentally I had to keep myself sane. So the first 3 months that we were here, I was just, I don't know how many toys I made and blankets and whatever. Yeah, thousands. That was all that I did. I sat in front of the TV. I watched Grace and Frankie.
Oh, yeah, I remember.
And I crochet all the time. And the lady in whose house we lived had a cat, Crystal.
Oh,
And
yeah,
the cat used to sit on my lap while I was crocheting. So that also helped because we are cat lovers and we had to leave our cats behind. So that also helped me. And a big thing for me was it felt like people could see I was an immigrant.
Mm.
It's also a thing.
It's in your mind, but it is. I
It
know what you're
is.
talking about.
When
I felt the
I
same
went
way.
into Pack and Save, it felt like everyone was looking at me and saying, "Oh my word, what's this lady doing? Doesn't she know what she wants?" Whatever. So I felt a little bit awkward going out. But yes, and then we made friends.
Yeah.
Yeah, didn't last very long, but at least there was someone. And I think that opened the door for me to just put myself out there to make more friends.
Okay.
Yeah. So the first year is a little bit hard because you feel very out of place.
Yeah, if you feel like you don't belong yet.
Yes,
I
you
think
don't.
that's the
Yeah,
biggest thing,
yeah.
yeah.
I knew I wanted to be here.
Mm.
There was never any doubt in my mind that I wanted to be in
Okay.
New Zealand. Yeah.
Have you ever thought about, I won't say divorcing me, but going back?
No,
Okay.
no, never.
Why do you think you've never thought about going back?
I am kind of one of those people when I made up my mind about something
Are you stuck to it?
that I'm stuck to it,
Okay.
except with diets. I don't know, I struggle with that, but
Because we love food. It's a South African thing.
but other stuff, if I made up my mind about something, then because it takes me quite a long time to make up my mind, I go through a whole lot of scenarios and it's really hard for me to make up my mind. But once I did it, I'm not turning back. That's what I said to him also when he wanted to immigrate. I said to him, if we can't go with residence, thank God that time you could still come with residence, I am not going, because I'm not coming to New Zealand and then 2 years down the line they tell me I have to go back. So yes, now I never ever thought about going back.
Well, that's for anybody coming. If you don't have a pathway to residence, I don't even think about coming. Really, it's just not worth it. So
yeah. Even though we were struggling financially at some stage, we were really struggling. And the thing is, you also made it easier for me because you also, but you were
I get some credit for this.
Yes. You're a go-getter. It's not like you throwing the towel when things are going tough and you just, no, this is not going to work. Let's go home. Maybe you're thinking that, but you don't say it.
I can't stop. I mean, I've got you guys depending on me.
Yeah. And probably because I said I'm not going back. You just had to make it.
I knew I would have had too much shit if we ever went
back.
But
you really made it easier for me.
Okay. That's good.
Yeah.
So the best thing ever that happened to you in New Zealand?
The best thing ever.
Is there something, a very highlight of the period that you are in New Zealand for the last 5 years? What is the absolute highlight?
I think when we got our citizenship, that was really hard. But also when we were able to buy our house.
That was a big one, yeah.
And get our 2 kittens, because that was something that we were yearning for a space where we can have cats again.
I said, you're not really allowed animals in the houses.
You are, but it's a real schlep, yeah. So that was a really high. And then also, I must say, my friends make it. Oh, they make it worth it. They really make it worth it.
Even though they give you a bit of grief.
Yeah. Now I'm getting emotional. I don't know why. Thank you, friends. Yeah.
Zalda Verwey is just saying, at least you've got her as a friend as well. So that's a good morning to Jan Viljoen, Vanita. A lot of other people saying good morning. Moving from between countries is probably one of the most difficult things you'll ever do. So the question that I've got now is, thinking of it all, will you do it again?
Yeah, I don't even have to think about it.
Okay.
Yes.
So you're that much better off leaving South Africa that you would do it again. We went through shit just to be here.
Yeah.
Okay. So I would have to go for another 5 hard bypass.
I'll do it again. I don't know if I'll do it again from New Zealand somewhere else.
Yeah, that's a difficult one. Yeah.
But if I had to do it again from South Africa to New Zealand, I would.
Okay.
Yeah.
Even at the later age that you are now.
Yes,
I'm not
I
going to
would.
tell people
Yeah.
how old you are.
I think it helps now that I know that I'm actually emotionally capable of doing it.
I think that thing, emotionally capable, is quite a strong word, actually.
Yeah.
And a lot of people don't think about that.
You know what? You're actually much stronger than you ever think you are. You learn that the hard way, but that is actually true. You can endure so much more than you think you can.
Yeah.
And I think that's true for everyone. Yeah. So just hang in there.
There's also a question, Jock Smith on the other channel asking if we were ever back in South Africa for a visit.
Yes.
We were.
Yes.
Let's talk about that. What was the biggest thing that you thought was good on your visit there, except the kids?
Let me say it like this. The first time I went back was a year after we immigrated. I went on my own, which is not nice. It's never nice to go
She's going
alone.
in another month on her own, so.
But nothing was good for me then. The thing is, we came from Cape Town, and when I went back, I had to go to Johannesburg because my daughter was living in Pretoria side. So I don't like that side of the world. So it was really, it was very stressful for me, and it was, it's ugly there. The roads are ugly and the stuff, and I don't know, I just didn't like it. And then also, you don't feel safe. So I was there for about 2 weeks, and then Cape Town for another 4 weeks. But I remember in my second week, I asked Jan, I said to him, I know I'm here for Benedine because it was the birth of his second child, and I was there to help her. But emotionally, I don't feel that I can stay here for 4 more weeks. It was really hard for me, and I really did start to struggle with anxiety again.
Yeah.
So it was hard for me. I didn't like it there at all. Nothing. I didn't enjoy anything about it except meeting my grandchild and seeing my children.
Can we talk about the anxiety
Later? Then
we've got 8 minutes left.
Then we went back now in September last year. We both went, and that was really enjoyable. We went for 2 weddings, the weddings of our 2 sons, and yeah, it was really good. I really enjoyed it.
But I can also tell you, getting on the plane was really good.
It was good to come back. Yeah. It was enjoyable in the sense that we had a holiday on game farms and all that. Not enjoyable in the shops, not enjoyable in the cities, no. But overall it was enjoyable.
But technically, if you talk a holiday in the game farm, you could just as well gone to Botswana or somewhere in Oz or somewhere else. I mean, so.
Okay, now you can ask me.
All right. You suffered a bit with anxiety before we came. It was hectic. I'm not going to go into all the details, but it was hectic for you and for me. But since coming to New Zealand, that has gone.
Yeah.
And that has gone, as in totally gone.
Yeah.
What do you think? Why did that happen?
It is gone, should I say. I am on medication, so I think that helps a little bit. But I never had an anxiety attack again in New Zealand, except when I came back from South Africa the first time. I had a few months where I really struggled again. That's when I went back on medication. This is the thing that you really can't explain it. Anxiety is not something that, for me, it doesn't get triggered by something that I know. It just happens. You don't know when it's gonna happen and what's gonna make it happen.
Driving at 50 kilometers an hour on the roads in New Zealand, is that a problem?
Love it. Absolutely love it.
Okay. So why do you get speed fines?
Because I know I can drive 60 without getting Yeah. Now I like driving slow, especially in places that I don't know. So then you can look around and to see where you want to go and what you are. It's not a problem for me.
If you should ever come back, do the whole thing again, Will you once again choose Tauranga, or is there a different city that you'll go to? And she's been basically all over both islands.
I love Tauranga.
Mm.
And knowing what I've got here, if I didn't know what I would get here,
Okay.
I probably would have chosen Napier.
Okay. Makes
But
sense.
now that
It's for the wine.
no, it's just I love Napier. It's just I've got a connection with Napier.
Yeah. And Napier's a great
Yes,
city.
I
Really.
love the history, and I
Mm.
just love what it looks like, and the whole. It's just very beautiful. But knowing what I got in Tauranga, I think Tauranga healed me in a sense.
Okay, that's quite interesting.
Mm.
I never thought I'll hear that out of your. Does the roadworks irritate you as well?
Yeah, so much, so much.
But it's a small thing to pay. The one thing that I still remember the first time I was stuck in traffic in New Zealand is the calmness of the people.
Yeah,
That was very, very, very weird.
even with the roadworks, I mean, everyone. It is hectic, the roadworks at the moment, but
They
everyone is
really
just so relaxed.
dam up the traffic for kilometers, but
no one gets
nobody
agitated
shouts, nobody
and
shows their
hoots
fingers.
and whatever. No,
So,
I really, if I am in love with New Zealand. I love it.
okay, that's good news.
Yeah.
So at least you won't go back.
No, so I was thinking, if you want to go back, by all means, you go. I'm staying.
There's absolutely no way that I want to go back ever to that country. So there's a lot of other places in the world that I still want to go and see, and probably would like to live in as well for a shorter period of time, but not immigrate.
Yes, I was thinking the other day. We are now, I'm 50. I wish I had another 50 years to live, because I really would love to live in Jerusalem for a while. I would love to live in Italy for a while. There's places that I would have loved to have the experience that I have now in different places, but there's just no time.
You just make time. All right, let's talk about the long weekend. Where are we going? We haven't made up our mind yet, but we'll make up our mind because you just triggered Napier with me now.
When is the long weekend?
There's another one coming up. I think Easter or something like that. It's a bit while.
We get people for Easter. We can't go away.
Oh my goodness! We're good friends. Can we tell them not to come?
They are family. We can't.
Okay. All right. So that's a wrap this morning. We've got about 2 minutes left. Anything you want to tell the people? Why New Zealand and not Australia?
I didn't have a choice.
I don't know. And she's afraid of anything that can bite.
Yeah, I'm glad I'm here. I don't want snakes and stuff. Yeah, I can walk in the bush here and don't worry about any snakes. So it works for me.
Yep. So, all right. That's us, guys and girls. Thank you a lot this morning to everybody who said hi. I didn't say hi to you all. Yeah. See, Jock Smith is coming to Napier. He says it's near to Gisborne. Not really, mate. It's a bit of a drive.
Was it 2 hours?
It's about 2 hours away. Yeah. South Africans think 2 hours is not far. 2 hours in New Zealand is far.
But the drive from Napier to Gisborne is beautiful. So you won't even feel. You won't even feel that.
That's probably one of the most scenic drives you can do. Except driving through the Coromandel or driving to Paia.
But you know what? I find that with driving anywhere in New Zealand, we can drive from here to Wellington, and it's a long drive, but it doesn't feel like that because it's so beautiful.
There's somebody threatening you to take you for coffee.
Oh, yay!
All right, Sharon Else, we'll see you soon for coffee.
Yeah.
Ilona just saying that insects doesn't work for her as well. So, yeah. Strange enough, some of the countries has got everything that can bite and kill you. That's a good question. We can quickly take that one. Do you still miss and do you need to buy South African products?
I only buy South African mayonnaise when I want to make potato salad. Otherwise, And of course Rebel's tea, but they've got Rebel's tea in New Zealand, a brand, but the South African one is just
Stronger.
Stronger. So that's the only things that I still
guys,
like.
we really get all the meats you get in South Africa here. We get all pig, sheep, T-bones, all the nice things. So yeah. But somebody just saying they miss mayonnaise.
Yes. I can give you a tip. What I found is if you buy the local mayonnaise and you just add a little bit of vinegar and you mix that through, it tastes better.
Okay.
It tastes a little bit more like the
real thing.
Gross and Brackwell stuff. Yeah.
All right. Okay. And with that, we out.
Okay.
See you again
Enjoy your day.
next week, same time, same place.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.